Hey YouTube, I'm back this time a little bit early with my May Bath & Body Works empties. So I'm kind of in a weird place where my April Bath & Body Works empties were very late, like by 2 weeks. And now I'm about, oh hey Violet, about a week early almost with my May empties. So it's kind of a weird feeling having only done my empties about a week and a half ago. Hold on, this one needs some assistance. Give me 1 second. All right, so that's actually a sliding door behind me. It's not actually a wall, and Violet likes to kind of go in and out at her own leisure. So you might see her a couple times in the video just kind of coming and going. So usually she can open the door by herself. She can kind of push it a little bit if she tries, but sometimes she'll meow and, you know, want me to do it for her. So again, without further ado, I will get started. However, one more thing before I do that, I just want to address something that I've mentioned in some comments on some people's videos. The rumors are true. I am moving back to the States, and in fact, I'm doing so rather quickly. So today is Sunday, May 27th? Yes, because tomorrow's my last day of work and tomorrow my last day is the 28th. Okay, so Sunday, May 27th, I am moving back next Sunday. So in 7 days, I am out of here. I'm coming back to the States. So long story short, my boyfriend got a job in the US and he was pretty keen to move to the US anyway. So my visa was ending, so the stars just kind of aligned. So that's kind of where we're at. That's also why my empties are early, because, you know, by the time the third rolls around next Sunday, I'm gonna be knee deep and just like the hustle and bustle of moving country again. So again, that's why I've got these. Also, that's the reason why you should check out my beauty empties, because there's gonna be a ton of stuff in my beauty empties because I'm taking virtually no toiletries back home except for Bath & Body Works stuff. So just be on the lookout for that. All right. Without further ado, seriously, let's get started. So the very first thing that I finished up is actually a candle. I typically don't put these in Bath & Body Works videos. I'll keep them for a wax video, but I decluttered, I guess, my wax warmer because I ran out of wax. And, you know, you can't take them back and forth because outlets are different on different continents, so it would work in the US, but you'd have to get an adapter for it, and I don't really want to bother with that. So, again, I included my only wax for, well, my only Bath & Body Works wax in this Bath & Body Works video. So this is Cider Lane. I purchased this back in October when I was in Wichita for a wedding. We all know the fragrance notes, but they're warm caramel, Granny Smith apple, dark brown sugar, and ground clove. I think oftentimes that the notes are really like, can be kind of dumb and just like the minutia, as Sean would say, of marketing, but I actually find the notes on Cider Lane to be pretty good. So Cider Lane is not a candle that I hoard. I know it definitely has a cult following. I like Cider Lane, but after I'm done with 1 or 2 for a season, I'm kind of done. However, I would like to burn another one of these come fall in a few months. Again, so I've already had a fall of 2018. I'm about to have another one. So, you know, that's kind of how your life works when you do what I do. So, the next thing I finished up is a travel size warm vanilla sugar fine fragrance mist. I thought this was fine. Again, I'm just trying to move things out of my collection, and I had a weird lull of still needed to use up a lotion, but I had already finished up a mist, and, you know, so that's why I just kind of use this. Warm vanilla sugar is good. I get kind of bored with it by the end of a full-size mist, so I think the travel size was actually really nice. The next thing that I finished up is another fine fragrance mist. This is a full size in Midnight Pomegranate. This one I purchased from the SAS in July of last year. So I was in Australia by that time, and Australia did not have SASs until this past one in December and January. However, I went on a family vacation to Europe last July, and I just ordered a bunch of stuff from the US and had my mom bring it to Germany. Thanks, Mom, with her, and this is part of it. So I love Midnight Pomegranate. It's something that came out when I was in college. I remember very distinctly, it was my sophomore year of college, and I just loved it, and I just think of that. That was a good year, so yeah, I will always continue to use Midnight Pomegranate. I also, and I'll go ahead and kind of go into this one quite logically, so I also finished up the Lotion in Midnight Pomegranate. Again, nice packaging. I think that the original ish, I guess, packaging of Midnight Pomegranate was the best. It was like really sexy and red and metallic. This is okay though, so you know. The keynotes here are Ruby Red Pomegranate, Sparkling Cassis White, Jasmine Blackberry Spice Patchouli. If you are looking for a fall fragrance but you don't really get into the pumpkin and bakery bit like me, this is a great fall fragrance, by the way. The next thing that I finished up is another, I went through a ton of fine fragrance mists this past month. Another mist in Rosé Champagne from the French collection that came out spring of 2017. I was gifted this by some students when I left Kansas. I sponsored my building's Gay Straight Alliance, and so on our last kind of like social night of the year, my students surprised me with the Bath & Body Works gift basket. So this was in it, and yeah, among other things too. So I really enjoyed Rosé Champagne. My favorite form of this was the shower gel, but the fragrance mist was also really nice. So I would repurchase it. I wouldn't hoard it. I didn't love it like more than anything I've ever loved, but seriously, it was such a great fragrance and it was so unique. I loved it. The next thing that I finished up is a hand soap. If you have been watching my channel, you know that I recently hauled these. This is in warm vanilla sugar, and as you can see, foaming is my preference. The notes here are rich creamy vanilla sprinkled with sparkling sugar. Those have been the notes for a while, so I think, again, they're kind of fluffy. It's just vanilla. That's it to me. But yeah, I like warm vanilla sugar in a hand soap. I would repurchase this. The next thing that I finished up is 2 mini body creams. These are, again, both from the autumn collection from last year. And like I said, not only did I use up a bunch of small stuff this month to just kind of get it out of my collection, but also, since it has been fall here, it's been seasonally appropriate for me. So I finished up the Champagne Apple and Honey and also the Bright Autumn Blooms. I was surprised I like this one as much as I do. So I already like florals to a certain extent, but I think this one was really nice. There was something that I found personally, at least kind of autumnal about it. So because it really wasn't airy, but it also wasn't really heavy and perfumey, at least in my opinion. So I think that was good for fall. If this becomes re-released, then I think that I'll purchase it again. And Champagne Apple and Honey. Apple tends to be a go-to for me for fall, especially early fall. So again, I would repurchase this too. And in fact, I have a full size of Champagne Apple and Honey in the body cream that I'll be using up in a few months. Again, when it's fall for me. Again, so yeah. And then finally, the last 2 things I used up are 2 pocket bags. I used up a French lavender and also a cucumber melon. This is the first time I have purchased a French lavender product. I'm usually not a lavender person. However, also, if you watch my channel, you would know maybe about 2 months ago I hauled some pocket bags from the Bath & Body Works here in Melbourne. And I mentioned that I felt like they didn't have a very good selection, but that tends to be kind of how it goes here with Bath & Body Works. So that's what prompted me to grab a French lavender, just as kind of like a carpe diem. You know, I need to get 10 and might as well try it out. So I thought it was okay. I thought that it smelled a little bit soapy, but for the most part I liked it. So I'm not sure that I would ever really seek out French lavender because it did smell soapy to me, but if I'm ever in a point where I need to get like one more pocket back or whatever and I'm not really interested in anything else, I would probably pick up another French lavender. By the way, I've said this before, I really like this simple metallic packaging they have for Coraline stuff. That's as beautiful as it needs to be. Like, you know, I don't like it when Bath & Body Works does a bunch of foofy crap and they rename their core stuff just like trendy, cutesy stuff. You know, just do it like that. That's all you need. All right, and like I said, the very last thing is a cucumber melon pocket back. I generally get bored with cucumber melon as a body care fragrance, but it was divine as a pocket back. I really liked it. It was really nice and fresh and enjoyable, and it lingered just a little bit. So, you know, I purchased this because, like I said, there just wasn't a lot of selection. I was like, cucumber melon is fine. I think I'll grab that. But yeah, I think in the future I will actually seek out cucumber melon as a pocket back fragrance. So yeah, I loved it. All right, so with that, that is the last of my Bath & Body Works empties before I move back to the States. Like I said, I'll be back in the States June 3rd, late at night, very conveniently right before the SAS. So you'll see hauls from me, you'll see my big beauty empties coming up, all kinds of stuff, so make sure that you stay tuned. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe as always, and follow me on Instagram at yellowbrickexpat, same way it's spelled here, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.